The Galactic arena shook with noise and excitement. Huge alien crowds filled every seat. Creatures of all shapes and sizes had gathered to watch the most important event of the year, the Galactic Combat Tournament. Floating screens showed the face of the champion, General Xorak of the Krivan Empire. He had won 10 star systems in battle. His armor was black and red, made of living metal. His eyes glowed blue, and his voice could make planets tremble. And now, Xorak laughed. He pointed at the small figure standing across from him in the arena. "This is Earth's best fighter," Xorak shouted, laughing loudly. "A child. You must be joking." The crowd laughed with him. Aliens jeered. Some even threw things toward the Earth platform. But the boy didn't react. He just stood there, calm, quiet, and still. His name was Eli Carter, and he was only 12 years old. He wore simple clothes. No armor, no weapons, just a long dark coat and boots. His hair was messy. His hands were in his pockets, and most strange of all, his eyes glowed softly with a golden light. Billions were watching across the galaxy. From rich planets to poor space colonies, every screen showed the same scene. The giant alien general towering over a small human boy. A voice spoke through the arena speakers. "Earth has chosen Eli Carter as their champion. According to the rules of the tournament, the challenge is fair." Another laugh echoed from Xorak. "There is nothing fair about this," he shouted. "I will finish this in 1 second." The Krivan soldiers behind him cheered. They had seen their general crush strong warriors from war planets. They had seen him destroy metal titans and shadow beasts, and now he would fight a child. Some in the crowd began to feel uneasy, not because of Eli, but because of how calm Earth's people were. In the Earth delegation box, the human diplomats said nothing. They didn't look worried. They didn't beg for mercy. They just watched with quiet eyes. One alien commentator said on the live broadcast, "This must be a mistake. Earth is a primitive world. They have never competed in this tournament. Why would they send a child? Unless..." He stopped mid-sentence. The camera zoomed in on Eli's face. His golden eyes were glowing brighter now. General Xorak stepped forward. "Do you know who I am, child?" he growled. Eli didn't answer. "I am Xorak. I crushed the armies of Varnak. I burned the skies of Lothar. I command fleets, destroy cities, and rule with fear." Still, Eli said nothing. Xorak took another step forward. His metal boots made the ground shake. He raised his arm, and his massive battle axe formed from his armor. It pulsed with dark energy. "Say something, child, before I turn you into dust." Eli blinked slowly. Then, finally, he spoke. "You talk too much." The crowd went silent. Even Xorak paused. "What did you say?" he asked. "I said..." Eli looked up at the giant alien. "You talk too much." A few aliens in the crowd chuckled, confused. Some stared, unsure if they had heard right. Did the boy just insult the Galactic champion? Xorak's face twisted in anger. His armor shifted, glowing brighter. The ground under him cracked. "Insolent little insect," he roared. The signal to begin the match flashed in the sky. A loud sound echoed. "Begin." Xorak charged forward like a storm. His axe was raised. He aimed to end the match in one blow. Eli still didn't move. And then something strange happened. As Xorak's axe came down, the air around Eli shimmered. The axe stopped midair, frozen inches from the boy's head. Xorak tried to push it forward, but it wouldn't move. His face showed shock. His muscles strained. His armor sparked. Eli looked at him, eyes glowing like fire. "I said," he whispered, "you talk too much." And then a ripple passed through the arena. The energy from Eli's body pulsed out like a wave. Machines glitched. Lights flickered. Even alien cameras lost signal for half a second. When the picture returned, Sorak had been thrown back 10 feet, sliding across the arena floor. His weapon was gone. His armor cracked. Gasps echoed around the galaxy. For the first time ever, Sorak had been hit, and the one who hit him was a human child. Earth's champion, Eli Carter. General Sorak stood up slowly, shocked. His armor, once untouched in battle, was cracked on the shoulder. His weapon, the battle axe of the Krivan warlords, lay shattered behind him. Sparks flew from the broken metal. The crowd was silent. No one understood what had just happened. How could a child stop a giant warrior without even moving? Eli stood in the same place, calm and quiet. His hands were still in his coat pockets. Only his glowing golden eyes showed any change. They were now brighter, almost like stars trapped in his skull. Sorak growled. "What trick is this?" He smashed his fists into the ground. A shockwave burst through the arena, sending chunks of stone flying into the air. Alien warriors cheered. Sorak's body began to glow dark red. He activated the Krivan Rage Core, a forbidden power. Now fire covered his skin. His muscles doubled in size. His voice turned deeper, monstrous. "You made me bleed, little earthling," he snarled. "Now you will suffer." Eli tilted his head slightly, as if bored. "You're too loud," he replied. The fight began again. Sorak rushed forward. Each step cracked the floor. He punched with super speed, left, right, spinning back fist. But Eli dodged every strike with tiny, slow movements. He didn't jump. He didn't block. He just stepped aside, like he already knew where the hits would land. The audience couldn't believe it. "He's not even fighting back," one alien shouted from the crowd. "Is he playing with Sorak?" Another gasped. In the Galactic Council's VIP box, the leaders of other alien empires leaned forward. Their eyes narrowed. Some began to whisper. "Earth has never shown such ability before," said the reptilian diplomat from Zeltar Prime. "Where did this power come from?" Sorak screamed in rage. He jumped high into the air, then came down with a punch strong enough to crush a tank. The moment the punch landed, a huge cloud of dust exploded across the arena. Silence. Had he done it? The screens zoomed in, trying to find Eli. As the dust cleared, everyone saw it. Sorak's fist was buried in the ground, but Eli was standing calmly on top of his arm, one foot placed gently on the alien's wrist. He had not only dodged the attack, he had climbed onto the attack. The crowd gasped again. Eli looked down at Sorak. "Finished?" he asked. The general roared in frustration. He threw his other arm at Eli to knock him off. But the moment he moved, Eli vanished. No one saw how. 1 second he was standing there. The next second he appeared behind Sorak, hands still in his coat pockets. "Too slow," Eli whispered. A flash of golden light shot from his body. Sorak was lifted off the ground and thrown across the arena like a doll. He crashed into the wall, cracking it from top to bottom. Alarms rang inside the arena walls. Emergency systems activated to hold the structure together. A deep voice echoed from the arena eye. "Warning, power levels exceeding safety limits." Sorak coughed. Blood, thick and dark purple, ran from his mouth. He stood up again, shaking. His armor was broken. His strength was fading. This can't be happening," he muttered. "You're just a kid." Eli finally took his hands out of his pockets. The golden energy around him grew. Now his whole body glowed. His feet didn't touch the ground. He was floating slightly, eyes bright like twin suns. "I didn't come here to fight," he said softly. "I came to send a message." The crowd leaned in curious. "What message?" Sorak shouted. Eli stared at him with a calm face. "Earth is not what you think." Then he raised one finger. The moment that finger pointed at Sorak, the general dropped to his knees. Not because of pain, but because he couldn't move. It was like gravity had turned against him. The pressure was too strong. The floor beneath him cracked under his weight. The audience screamed in confusion and fear. What is this? Is that human, using star core energy? No, this is older, something ancient. Back in the council box, one alien leader whispered to another. They said Earth was primitive. The other nodded. We were wrong. And as Sorek struggled, his body shaking under invisible pressure, Eli took one step forward and said one final line. Don't laugh at Earth. Sorek couldn't move. The strongest warrior of 10 star systems, crushed to his knees by a child from Earth. His muscles trembled. His pride, his power, his fear, they all burned inside him now. Get off me, he growled. But Eli didn't move. He just stared, calm and quiet. Above them, the galactic arena buzzed with panic. Commentators didn't know what to say. Viewers across the galaxy were confused and afraid. This wasn't a fight anymore. It was a message. In the council chamber, a tall alien with silver skin stood up. He was Lord Vrex, High Judge of the Galactic Tournament. This must be a trick, he said. Earth has no record of this power. We scanned their planet. It's primitive. Another leader, from the shadowy Tarkin species, narrowed her glowing eyes. Or maybe they've been hiding. A whisper moved through the high-level seats. Who really is this child? Down in the arena, Sorek's pressure finally broke. His body collapsed flat to the ground. His limbs were locked, like invisible chains held him down. Eli stepped closer and gently tapped the air with his finger. A soft golden ripple moved across the arena floor. The force holding Sorek vanished. He gasped and rolled over, free, but broken in spirit. I surrender. Sorek coughed. The crowd went silent. No one expected that. Sorek had never surrendered in over 2,000 battles. Match over, the arena voice announced. Victor, Eli Carter of Earth. A small group of humans, sitting quietly in the lowest seats, clapped slowly. They looked normal. Scientists, scholars, even one man in a wheelchair. The galaxy ignored them earlier. Now, all eyes turned toward them. As medics carried Sorek away, Eli walked to the center of the arena. A golden circle appeared under his feet, and he rose into the air, hovering like a god. He looked straight at the main camera, which was live across 1,000,000 planets. I have something to say, he announced. The crowd held its breath. Eli's voice was calm but deep, echoing with power far beyond his age. You laugh at Earth. You call us weak. You call us small. He raised his hand. A hologram appeared, an image of Earth, floating in space. Then, beside it, came glowing images of ancient human weapons, hidden bases inside black holes, and forgotten ships lost in the void. But we are the children of storms, Eli said. We don't show our strength until it's needed. Gasps filled the stadium. The images showed human ships, huge ones, long hidden. Some were parked inside neutron stars. Others moved silently through dark space, cloaked by tech no alien could understand. These aren't real, someone shouted from the stands. But council scanners started blinking. The data was live. The ships were real. Hundreds of them, each with power levels beyond anything the galaxy had seen. Why? Why did Earth never reveal this? One council leader asked. Because you never saw us as equals, a voice answered from behind. Everyone turned. A man in a simple black suit stepped into the arena. He was tall, had white hair, and eyes just like Ayla's, glowing gold. He placed a hand on Eli's shoulder. I am Elias Carter, Eli's grandfather. We are guardians of Earth's legacy. He looked around at the stunned crowd. You forced our hand when you mocked us. We didn't want to scare you. But now, you must understand. He pointed upward. Suddenly, above the arena, the sky changed. The Galactic Station's protective shield faded, and outside it, a massive object appeared. A human supercarrier, bigger than anything in orbit, silent, ancient, and fully active. The alien crowd screamed in shock. Some ships tried to scan it, but their systems crashed. System error. Power reading. Unknown. Warning. Vessel contains AI older than known galactic history. Eli's voice returned. That's just one. Then the sky filled with more ships. 20, 40, 100. All human. All glowing with golden light. All now visible to the galaxy for the first time. And Eli whispered, "Now, do you still laugh at Earth?" Silence ruled the Galactic Council chamber. Dozens of alien leaders sat frozen, eyes wide, staring at the giant screen in front of them. Earth's fleet, old, silent, and forgotten, now floated above the galactic arena, glowing like stars born in fire. The human supercarrier, the size of a small moon, moved slowly. Its engines didn't roar. They hummed, like something alive. The silence was finally broken by Lord Vrex. This can't be real." A robotic assistant floated beside him and replied, "It is real. All data confirms. The human ships are older than our own civilization. How did we miss this?" Growled another council member, a spiked alien named Carthel. "Our scans showed Earth was a primitive blue planet with simple weapons." "They fooled us," whispered a thin, bird-like alien leader. "All this time, they hid behind weakness." In the arena, Eli and his grandfather Elias stood calmly in the middle. Around them, the crowd had stopped shouting. Now, they only stared. From above, Earth's supercarrier opened a channel. A deep, calm voice echoed through every ship, every screen, and every planet watching the tournament. "Protocol 9 has been activated. Humanity is now visible. Message to the Galactic Council. You have mocked Earth for the last time." Inside the council chamber, alarms started flashing. A red warning appeared on every console. "Human AI signal detected. Warning. Level Omega threat. Do not engage." The council was in chaos now. "Turn off the feeds," shouted one. "Send peace signals," screamed another. "Launch a fleet." "No, wait." But it was too late. Earth's ships weren't attacking. They didn't need to. Their presence alone was enough to shake the foundation of the galaxy. Suddenly, a hologram appeared inside the council chamber. It was Elias, beamed in real time. "I warned you," he said calmly. "Earth did not come here to conquer. We came to compete. But your insults, your games, you forced our hand." Carthel stood up. "We demand you explain this deception." Elias smiled. "We were never hiding. You simply didn't look deep enough." "But why?" shouted Lord Vrex. "Why send a child?" Elias looked directly at him. "Because Earth doesn't win with numbers. We win with heart." He paused. "And Eli is just the beginning." Back in the arena, Eli raised his hand again. The entire crowd, millions in the stands, felt a strange wave pass through them. It wasn't fear. It wasn't pain. It was something older. Respect. The same respect they once gave to gods. Then something even more shocking happened. One of the council's war generals, a huge four-armed beast named Rusger, stood up in the council chamber and dropped his weapon to the ground. I submit," he said, bowing. The room gasped. Another followed, and another. Species after species, leader after leader, bowing to the screen where Elias stood. They weren't surrendering to war. They were surrendering to truth. Earth wasn't a child among giants. Earth was the sleeping giant. As the meeting ended in silence, Elias gave one final message. "Do not fear us, but never underestimate us again." Then the hologram faded, and across the stars, the galaxy knew. Earth had arrived. After the shocking events in the galactic arena, the galaxy was buzzing with fear, confusion, and curiosity. Leaders who once mocked Earth were now terrified. For the first time in galactic history, humans were no longer just an insignificant species. They were a mystery. In the heart of the Galactic Council, the atmosphere was tense. Elias Carter and Eli stood in front of a huge screen, facing dozens of alien leaders, each struggling to understand what had just happened. "I think it's time," Elias said, his voice steady. "You want to know who Earth really is? Well, it's time you learned the truth." The screen flickered. A map of the galaxy appeared, with Earth's location marked in bold red. Then, images from deep within the planet's history filled the screen. Thousands of years ago, the scene shifted to a long-forgotten time. It showed images of Earth's ancient cities, now buried under layers of dust. Giant ships flew across the sky, leaving trails of fire behind them. Massive battles took place on the ground, with weapons far beyond anything the galaxy had seen. Earth had been powerful once, maybe more powerful than any race alive today. Elias spoke softly, his words echoing in the silent chamber. "Long before you ever came to this galaxy, humans were already here. You just didn't know it." The council members stared, speechless. No one had expected this. Humans were believed to have only risen to their current state within the last 200 years. But these images showed something different, an ancient and powerful civilization. "We were once a part of this galaxy," Elias continued. "Our ancestors traveled the stars long before most of you even knew how to fly. But something happened, and we were forgotten." A holographic image of a huge battle flashed on the screen. Alien ships clashed with human ones in a deadly war that spanned galaxies. "We fought against a powerful empire, an empire that believed it could conquer all. They nearly destroyed us, but we survived. And when the war was over, we disappeared." The alien leaders looked at each other, bewildered. "You hid in the shadows?" one asked, his voice shaky. "Not by choice," Elias replied, his eyes hard. "We chose silence. We wanted peace. You thought we were weak, primitive, but you were wrong. Our fleets went into hiding, deep in space. For centuries, no one knew where we were, until now." The screen flickered again. A massive human ship appeared, so large that it filled the entire screen. It had been floating for thousands of years, hidden in the depths of space, awaiting the day it would be called upon. This ship, and many others like it, have been waiting for the right time. "And that time is now," Elias said. The Galactic Council was still in shock. Many leaders couldn't speak. The image of the huge human fleet haunted them. These ships were ancient, and yet their technology was beyond anything the galaxy had ever encountered. "Where did you go?" asked Carthel, the spiked alien, his voice trembling. Elias smiled, though his eyes were cold. "We never left. Earth has always been here, but you refused to look closely. You called us primitive because you couldn't understand us." "And now?" asked Lord Vrex, his voice shaking with fear. Elias's eyes glowed brighter, and the room grew colder. "Now, Earth remembers who we are, and so do you." In the galactic arena, Eli stood quietly, watching from the sidelines. He knew what was coming. This was only the beginning. The galaxy had mocked his people, but now they would see what humans were capable of. And Eli, just a child, was the one chosen to lead them. The galaxy was in a state of disbelief. The entire Galactic Council had been rocked to its core by the truth about Earth. What had once seemed like a simple, forgotten planet had now been revealed to be the cradle of a powerful, ancient civilization. And it was rising again. After the shocking message from Elias Carter, the atmosphere across the galaxy had changed. No one looked at Earth the same way. The quiet, peaceful planet was no longer the weak underdog they once thought. Back on Earth, in a hidden control room deep beneath the surface, a team of scientists and engineers worked quickly. The human supercarrier, the Titan, had activated, and now the entire fleet was on standby, ready to move. "We've waited long enough," one scientist said, glancing at the holographic map showing Earth's ships scattered throughout the galaxy. "It's time we take control." Elias and Eli stood together in the command center. The moment had come. They could feel the weight of it. Their people were ready, but the galaxy wasn't. In the Galactic Council, the mood was tense. Aliens from across the galaxy had gathered, their ships orbiting a neutral station as they discussed the future. What would Earth do now? Would they wage war? Would they demand power? "No one is safe anymore," one alien general said. "The humans have hidden fleets we can't even imagine." Lord Vrex stood in the center of the room, his voice loud and clear. "The humans are playing a dangerous game. We have to act before they move again." But as Vrex spoke, the image of Earth's fleet was transmitted to every screen in the room. Hundreds of ships, more than anyone had expected, moved toward the neutral station. Each ship was ancient, its weapons glowing with deadly energy. Some of them were so large, they covered entire moons. "They've made their move," Carthel said, his voice a mix of fear and awe. "There's nothing we can do." On Earth, Eli stood with his grandfather, watching the fleet move forward. It was a moment of destiny. Humanity wasn't the weak race anymore. They had always been powerful, but now the galaxy would see it. "This is it," Elias said, placing a hand on Eli's shoulder. "We've waited long enough. Now we take our place among the stars." The Titan moved forward, its massive engines glowing brighter than 1,000 suns. Behind it, hundreds of other ships followed, silent and deadly, waiting for the signal. Back in the Galactic Council, the leaders were panicking. "This is impossible," shouted Lord Vrex. "We must stop them now." "They're not attacking," Carthel said, his voice shaking. "But they don't need to. Their presence alone is enough." The human fleet moved closer, a reminder of the past. A reminder that they had been watching, hidden in the shadows, waiting for the right time to rise. Then suddenly, the Titan sent a message directly to the Council station. "We come in peace." But the message didn't feel peaceful. It was clear, bold, and full of authority. "We come to ask one question. Will you recognize Earth as an equal, or will you continue to underestimate us?" The message ended, and the silence in the Galactic Council chamber was deafening. No one dared to speak. Earth had spoken, and now the galaxy had to decide. Would they bow to the power of an ancient civilization, or would they risk the wrath of humanity? In the neutral station, the alien leaders met in a tense silence. "We must make a decision," Lord Vrex said, his voice trembling. "But the truth is, Earth is a threat we've never faced before." Elias's voice echoed through the room once more. "We aren't a threat. We are the future. But if you choose to ignore us, you'll regret it." On Earth, Eli looked at his grandfather. They didn't need to say anything. They both knew what came next. The galaxy had underestimated them for too long. The time had come for humanity's legacy to rise.